All right, let's get right into it. If you think you've got the playbook for making money with AI, well, that playbook is probably already out of date. The game has totally changed. We're officially past the hype cycle, and now we're in a much more practical, much more real era of the AI economy. So let's break down what that actually means. Look, by 2026, the question is no longer if you use AI. For any serious business, any creator, any consultant out there, the days of just tinkering around with AI, just playing with it, they're over. Having a basic chatbot on your site or using a generative tool here and there, that's just not going to cut it anymore if you want to stay competitive. The entire conversation has shifted. It's really pivoted away from potential and squarely onto performance. The market, it's not impressed by novelty anymore. It demands results. So, like I said, the real question now is, how are you building on top of AI to deliver tangible, measurable value? And this shift brings us to a concept we're calling the age of utility. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like electricity, right? You walk into your office, you don't think about the power grid, you don't think about the wiring, you just flip a switch and expect the lights to come on. AI is becoming exactly that, an invisible, embedded, essential piece of infrastructure that just works. It's all about driving outcome. Okay, so what does this age of utility actually look like in practice? How do you make money with it? Well, we're seeing three main business models emerge. They really span the gamut, from creating passive products all the way to deploying what is essentially a digital labor force. Let's start with model number one, passive income and digital products. This one is a huge deal, especially for creators and solopreneurs. It's all about using AI to create assets that can make you money with very little hands-on effort once they're built. AI is just a massive force multiplier here. It radically cuts down the time and the cost to create things. So what are we talking about here? It could be anything, really. You could build AI-powered online courses using something like Coursebox that adapt to each student, or you could set up automated chatbot subscriptions for local businesses with a tool like Tidio. You've got people selling AI-generated art, licensing no-code AI templates they've built. Heck, even just investing in AI stocks and ETFs fits here. The strategy is to find a specific need, find your niche, and then let the AI do most of the heavy lifting for you. And here's the thing, that $1,000 a month mark, by combining just a few of these different streams, hitting that number isn't some far-off dream. It's a totally realistic goal for a dedicated creator in 2026. The key, really, is to diversify your digital assets. All right, let's talk about the second model. This one's a bit more active, professional and managed services. This is where you're not just creating a product, you're actively using AI to deliver high-value services to your clients. Think of it as putting your own expertise on steroids with AI. In this model, you become the AI-powered problem solver. For example, maybe you build a custom AI-driven mobile app for a local business. Or you offer an AI-enhanced copywriting service that delivers incredible marketing results. The point is, you're not just selling your time anymore. You're using AI to solve very specific, often very expensive, problems for your clients. And that kind of solution commands a premium price. And you know what the craziest part about all this is? You don't need to be a coder to do it. Seriously. No-code platforms have completely leveled the playing field. These days, your success comes from understanding your target market and solving their problems. Your strategic thinking is way more valuable than your ability to program. Okay, on to model 3. And this one is probably the most transformative of them all. We're talking about selling digital labor. This is a fundamental shift because it's not about selling software or tools anymore. It's about selling the outcome. So what does that mean, digital labor? It means you stop charging for software access, per seat or per license. Instead, you sell the automated outcomes and the work performed by your AI agents. It's like, instead of selling someone a shovel, you sell them the hole that's been dug. Your clients are paying for a completed task, a resolved customer service ticket, a qualified lead. They're paying for the result. A fantastic real-world example of this is Klarna. Their AI assistant now handles 2/3 of all their customer service chats. That's the work of 700 full-time human agents. You see, they didn't just buy a chatbot tool. They deployed a digital workforce. And this workforce is resolving issues 25% faster than people could. Klarna isn't paying for software access. They're paying for the work that gets done. So these three models, they're not just happening in a bubble, right? They're being driven by some massive macro trends that are fundamentally changing the entire economy. First off, just look at the sheer size of this market. The global AI market is absolutely exploding. We're talking a projected value of $3.5 trillion by 2033. To put that number into perspective, that's just staggering. It's not some little niche industry anymore. This is a new foundational layer of the global economy. And a big piece of this is the creator economy. Now, if you look at how creators make money, brand collaborations and ad revenue are still at the top. But AI has become this secret weapon working behind the scenes, optimizing everything, automating workflows, and basically making creators way more efficient and more profitable. And we're not talking about something that's coming in the future. It's already here. A whopping 84% of creators are already using AI tools. They're not waiting around. They are using AI right now to get more done, to save time, and to reduce their costs. So why is everyone jumping on board so quickly? Well, it's because the technology itself is going through a huge evolution. AI is shifting from being just a tool in a toolbox to being more like a teammate, someone you actually collaborate with. Let me break down the difference, because it's really important. Traditional AI, the old way, is like a toolbox. You have to tell it exactly what to do, step by step. It just responds to your commands. But this new wave, what we call Agentic AI, is more like a specialist you hire. You give it a goal, and it takes the initiative. It plans, it makes decisions, and it works toward that goal all by itself. And listen, this isn't some sci-fi concept. This technology is already being productized. You've got platforms like Jotform AI that let small businesses build these things with no code. And then you have the giants, AWS, Salesforce, UiPath, all building out these powerful enterprise-level agentic platforms. The technology is here, it's ready. Okay, so we've looked at the new landscape, the business models that work, and the technology that's driving it all. That leaves us with the big strategic question. What's next? Where are the real opportunities? Well, I can tell you where it's not. It's not in building another generic chatbot. The next wave of value creation is happening in a few very specific and pretty exciting areas. So here are a few things you should definitely have on your radar. First, something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This could be a total game changer. The best analogy is USB-C. It's a universal standard that would let AI agents from different companies talk to each other and work together seamlessly. Second is hyper-personalization, but on a whole new level. I'm talking about AI that doesn't just recommend stuff you might like, but can actually predict your intent, maybe even your mood. And third, ESG and circularity. Using AI for sustainability initiatives is about to become non-negotiable for a lot of companies. So let's wrap this up with a final takeaway. If there's just one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this. AI is no longer just a technology that you adopt. It is the new economic infrastructure. Building your business on top of it isn't optional anymore. It's the absolute foundation for growth, for efficiency, and for staying relevant in 2026 and well beyond.